2000. My pops told me, hey, you're 17, turning 18, you just graduated high school in the Philippines. What the hell do you want to do with your life? I told my pops, hey, I want to go to college. He said, hey, you know what? College is expensive. What else do you want to do? I want to go to work. He said, all right, cool, work for me. I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. Lucky enough for me, my uncle was in the military when I was in the Philippines. So I remember he was telling me, hey, I'm gonna do something, see something, do something other than you're doing now. Join. It doesn't take that long to finish our first contract. Most contract in the military is 6 years. We have a contract now that's only 3 years.
We have, they're up now.
Okay.
Just, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We good.
Hello, good morning. I'm Pinauso Barnacha. I'm from the Navy. I'm the Navy representative for the Cabarrus, Stanley County, and Antrim County area. And I'm here to represent the Navy and then explain the options, benefits, opportunities that we can offer being in the military. Per se, we have a couple of benefits as education. We have a benefits program called Post 1011 GI Bill. This program is an open scholarship to any college, universities you can think of. It's good for 3 years, and the military will pay up to $80,000 of tuition fee, tuition, boarding. If you guys want to live on the boarding house in campus, the Navy will pay for that, and plus books. So pretty much, the Navy will pay for your whole college education for at least 3 years. The only reason why it's only 3 years is there's another program in the Navy while you are serving. It's called tuition assistance. Tuition assistance is the one I'm using now while I'm getting my associate's degree for computer programming. So what I'm doing now is I am enrolled in Embry-Riddle High School. It's a technical college online. All right, and all I do is I talk to Embry-Riddle. Hey guys, I want to get my associates for computer programming. What classes do I need to take? They told me, all right, Mr. Barnacha, you need to start, from the basics, English 101, math, comp, whatever, right? So I tell them, hey, can I get a subject list or subject, pathway? I'll get that list. I'll give it to the Navy. Hey guys, this is the pathway. I'm enrolling in these subjects. The Navy will say, cool. You are authorized to enroll up to 13 college credits per year. It doesn't matter how many subjects I enroll to, as long as it's total 13 college credits per year. Depends on me. The Navy will pay for that subject. And you can use the tuition assistance throughout the year until you get your bachelor's. I know somebody who did that. He used the tuition assistance to get his bachelor's. He's almost done with his for criminal justice. And then the GI Bill, you can keep it until you get out and give it to your son, daughter, wife, whoever, any family. I was telling this gentleman earlier that a quick history of myself. I'm an immigrant from the Philippines. I joined the Navy in 2001 in March. I came here as an immigrant, like I said earlier. Did not know nothing to do with my life. Either go to college or work for my father. Joined the Navy because my uncle was in the military. He was in the Navy. And he pretty much told me, hey, those are good options: work or go to college. I chose this because I believe that this gave me a better, understanding of what's going on out there, better opportunities. It gave me the opportunity to travel at least 25 countries. I've been in the Navy for 17 years. I've seen 25 countries. Been to Panama, Peru, Brazil, Puerto Rico, Ecuador, Germany, Poland, Australia, Japan, Thailand. I've been to those countries at least twice. Without the Navy, I would have no opportunity to see those countries. Of course, with that being said, there's a flip side of joining the military. We are in the military. We are hold and abide by the rules of military life and the UCMJ. This facility is already teaching you guys already how to stand in attention. Be respectful. Pretty much like a structuralized lifestyle. The Navy, the military has that. So you guys already doing this. It's already halfway. You're already halfway the pipeline, pretty much. You know what I mean? You guys know how to stand in attention. At least Be respectful with somebody who's with authority. Easy day for, if you guys want to join Navy. Now, I will open up the floor for any questions. Gentlemen? It's okay, anything. Don't be shy. Sorry, man, what's your name?
You going off base a lot or something?
What's your name, bro?
No.
Elon? What's your question?
You going off base?
What do you mean?
I leave we live it.
But good question. So Elon's question is if I could do some sort of a off time stuff, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yes. The Navy, in general, it's just a regular 9 to 8 job, or sometimes a 12-hour job. After 12-hour shift, whatever you want. Like for example, I was in Japan for 6 years. I was there 2019 until 2013, roughly 6 years. I do my job. I come to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm a supervisor there. I had like 15 people that under me, so I have to stay a little bit late because I'm the supervisor. It's just the way it is. So I come to work at 6. I get off around 7, 8-ish. Long day. After that, I take off my uniform. I go out. Pretty much, yes. As long as nothing, disrespectful. Especially if you're in a different country, we can't wear anything crazy in there. You know what I mean? Because we represent the whole of America. We can't be just going there.
We call
going
them
crazy.
cities. You got your uniform.
Exactly.
We're always going to work like a normal job, except obviously you're 24 hours a sailor. The thing is, we're doing all this work because we want our liberty. Liberty is what you're asking about. When we can leave base, go see different sites, meet people. You basically have your free time to do what you want, invest in yourself, and you get to wear your cities within reason. You're not going to wear something with like violence being portrayed, any profanity. It's just little stuff like that. But ultimately, you're working, saving, and getting opportunity to go to school all in one.
Actually, that's a good question because he is going to Japan for how long?
I'm going to be in Japan for 3 years.
3 years. He just got up. What's up, man? Question. What's your name?
What is base pay for the Navy?
What's your name?
Cameron.
Cameron. So Cameron's question is the base pay for the Navy. Cool. So there's a misconception with all the branches that Air Force gets paid more or the Navy gets paid some. That is not true. We get paid by our rank. See, my rank, I'm an E6. So Judge Trent, he's an E3.
You say you're right.
My rank, right here, right? I'm an E6. So if you guys know the conversion to other branches, I am a if you go to the Marines, I am a staff sergeant. Same thing for Army, this and that. All of us gets paid the same. Now the only difference are the incentives that we get. I don't get the incentive does the Air Force get, but they don't get the incentive I get. Does it make sense? But to answer your question, base pay for a lower, like a starting job in the Navy, like all the branches, $1,600. That's after, without taxes. Taxes, of course, Uncle Sam needs to get, his share. You're gonna see roughly around. You're probably the best person to answer this.
So as a E1, coming right in, you're basically a seaman recruit. By the time you leave boot camp, you should be E2 as long as you pass your physical and the little easy test they give you. It's pretty simple. So you could be looking at, as a seaman, up to $600 every paycheck. And that's after they've removed whatever it is. Now, you're paying into investments for your retirement. And of course, the GI Bill. The GI Bill is the benefit to go to school on the military's dime. You invest in it little by little, and within the first 12 months that you start getting paid, it's already paid off. You can pay more into it depending on which program you get.
No, that's $600, that's pocket money, guys. You don't have to pay for food, we will feed you.
They are feeding you.
You don't have to pay for your housing, because guess what? There's going to be a barracks or a dormitory. Usually the dormitory is like two person to a room. And that's free electricity, free water, free gas. Now in your room, in your dorm, if you want internet, that's out of pocket. That $600 is straight pocket money, guys. No bills is going out of your pocket if you choose not to. Okay.
So that's $600.
Correct. That's starting. Now after 6 months, you will be promoted to E2. That's $200 extra. Or after 9 months. After 9 months, you will get promoted to E2. After 9 months again, you get promoted to E3. So how many months are there? Almost a year, right? So within a year, you get promoted twice. The jump between paycheck to paycheck is going to be at least $200. So by the time you are in the Navy for 2 years, you're already an E3, which is going to be roughly around $2,200 a month before taxes. After taxes, $1,600. And like I said, that's straight pocket. You don't pay housing, you don't pay electricity. You have cell phone, cool, there you go, it's bills. Those are bills.
What 81 actually meant for the pay was like every paycheck. So you got to think of it. If you're a E1, E2, or E3, you're looking at anywhere from like that 450 every 2 weeks, and then E3 like roughly like 660. And I'm saying that out of experience because very recently that's what I was making. I put on E4, I'd like to say in March, and I've only been in for a year and like 2 months. Now I had a little bit of college experience to get me an E3 going in the door, but there's other ways to do that, like inviting friends to join with you who are interested. So you all know each other, been living together, studying together, doing whatever. If a group of you decides to join, you're basically referring your friends. You can do that. And it all depends on whatever the offer is they give you. And I believe you had a question next.
Like, what are all the benefits that you get from that?
There's a lot of different ones, but you're looking at medical. I got married before they told me to go to Japan, so they're paying for my wife to go. In the reverse, if I married her after they told me to go to Japan, I would be paying to move her there. So, you know, there's that. You'll get there with all the different benefits, but if you've ever been able to just walk into the ER because you have something wrong and not have to worry about how you're going to pay for that huge bill, that's a huge benefit. I went like 3 years without health insurance at one point. I was just working retail. 3 years is a long time. If I was in the Navy, I'd probably be closer to his rank right now. Exactly. What the painful thing is once you've gone out and you've worked and realize you don't want to do that. A job is just something you do for money. A career is something you're doing to build a profession, something you'll do long term, something that sets you up for a time where you don't really have to work because you have those benefits coming in. Retirement is a huge benefit.
That's a good point because I'm retiring. I've been in the Navy for 17 years. All I gotta do now is burn 3 years, and I'm done. I'll sit down, get paid, benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Half of my paycheck now I'm getting as a benefit.
You'll learn about that over time. You can't remember all of that right now. So your main goal is to think, how long do you want to work before you can retire? Because that's what it comes down to.
I'm only 38, guys. I'm only 38. I can still do whatever I want to do. Good questions. What's up, man?
Hey, so what should I do in basic training? Like?
Basic training, just like I said, man, whatever. It's almost as close as you guys experience here.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? People are going to be in your face, of course, with this boot camp.
It's not like here. It needs to be like here. Like that here is not. So go ahead and say how it really is there. No, this is
I'll take this one.
Thank you.
I'll take this one. There you go. Again,
thank you.
That's how it needs to be quasi-military.
I've been in.
It's not.
I've been in for a little over a year. We're talking 14 months now. So when I went to boot camp, it was pretty much a stress test from beginning to end. Like the moment you get off the bus, they're gonna be like, "All right, go ahead, call whoever you got to call. Hey, mom. Hey, girl, I'm here. They're taking my phone away. Bye." And that's it. Your phone's gone. They're putting it in a box and sending it home. Whatever you're wearing, pretty much, you put in a box and send it home. They're gonna strip you down, put you in whatever they want you to wear, which is gonna be shorts and t-shirt. You're gonna be wearing PT clothes. You're gonna be walking around all close together in line. They're gonna basically stress you out, and it's all mental because there's a physical aspect, push-ups, whatever, sit-ups, whatever, running, whatever. Some people are in good shape, some people aren't. But in reality, you're going to have that liberty I talked about, your ability to choose where you want to go. That's gone. Where are we going today? Oh, what, we're going to eat? Cool. When they tell you, like, you're going to all be literally on the same poop schedule. I'm talking like you're all eating at the same time. You're all struggling together. You're going to do simple stuff, really simple stuff that you wouldn't think would be stressful. Like, hey, everyone stand in front of your rack. His foot's not on the line. Let's say everyone on your face, push-ups. It's going to be tough mentally, but if you're a tough person inward and you just know why you're there, you don't have to worry about it because it's over in 2 months. 2 months of hell.
2 months easy.
I would say 2 months is easy. The real Navy is not like that, but they have to stress you out initially. Why? Because people just don't know why they're there. If you don't know why you're there, it's very easy to say, I want to quit. I've seen it 100 times. here's my card. I want to go home, pay off, sir. That's not how it works. And the crazy thing about boot camp that people don't understand is the easiest way out is through. I seen a kid, he quit. He quit within the first like 2 weeks. So here we are about to graduate boot camp. We're getting our last haircut. They give you a little bit of flair on your last haircut. The first 2 haircuts are terrible. So we go to this building to have lunch because that's where the barber shop is. I see that same kid that quit on week 2. Hair hasn't been cut in almost a month and a half. He's standing in line. Yeah, they send you to the special building called a ship, called Separations, Building 5. This kid looks rough. And you know what the sad part was? I was graduating in 4 days, and he was going to be there for months. You know why? Separations. You're stuck there until your paperwork pushes through. You're getting paid. You're playing Frisbee and going outside and not getting yelled at. They don't see the reason to put the stress on you anymore because you've already quit. But you're stuck for longer. And you're not going to advance in your life. So yeah, you might get a little pay. You might get through on whatever reason it is. You can get kicked out for a medical reason. For one kid, he just went, he refused to get the program. He didn't want to do push-ups. He literally went limp noodle on the floor. Just, everyone else is going to keep doing push-ups until I give up. Eventually, they sent him to another division. A division is your group. That's your family for the next 2 months. Y'all live and breathe and bleed together. They finally sent him to another division. It's called being ASMOD. What ASMOD means is they're setting you back. So if you're messing up a lot, guess what? You're going to be there for maybe a week or 2 longer. It all depends. This is the real reason he got kicked out after getting ASMOD. My chief came in and saw that he didn't shave properly. That was what got him out of the Navy. This guy had everyone fighting to keep him in. So if you're fighting for yourself and doing what you're supposed to do, and they're going to tell you to shut up and be quiet, but in reality, you can talk whenever they're not really on you. Just remember that you're going to be, it's going to be rough for you. You have to know why you're there. You got to stick with the program. It's not always going to be that hard, but in the beginning, it is extremely tough because they want it to be. It have to be.
Piggyback on that, the reason why you give you a stress test, because in the fleet, it's not the same in boot camp, true, but at one point in our Navy career, we were going to be, in charge of people. Their lives are depending on me. Like I said, I'm a supervisor. I have 15 people I'm in charge of. If I make a mistake of telling these guys, hey, take care of this, hey, fix the generator right now. If I don't trust these guys, if they don't trust me enough that I'm telling them what to do and they are qualified or they have the capacity to do that, I could hurt these guys. You know what I mean? Plus, usually when that happens, we're deployed. We're supporting whatever our president or whatever our country needs us to do. That's going to be a high stress, high demand situation. If you are used to this being stressed out, somebody always, telling you, hey, do this now, ASAP yesterday. If you're used to that, then when that time comes, that situation happens in real life, it's going to be easy day. We pretty much, this is how our motto when I was in boot camp. We train like we fight. We fight like we train. Yes, question.
I know that when you go into any branch of the military, you don't have to necessarily go in and fight, be in the field and everything. What are all the different things that you can do?
Hundreds. You're talking about a rate. A rate is your job.
I got you. So I can answer that. Yeah, so your question is, what kind of things can you do in the military, right? Per se, pretty much. Jobs. Exactly. So good example. I'm a mechanic. F-18s. I don't know if you have played video games before. Call of Duty, F-18s. I fix those planes. My job is to make sure those planes fly, drop their bombs on the bad guys, and come back safe. That's my job. So that for me, has a good sense of accomplishment. I did my job. I did my job to, make sure this plane flies safe, drop bombs on people's foreheads, go back, good to go. And his job, what's your job?
My job is to hunt submarines. It seems like a pretty simple job using a computer, but basically I'm the eyes and ears. So submarine, let's say it's 100 kilojards away, super far. We got to be able to tell everyone on the ship. I got to speak on intercom, say, hey, guess up. I can say it just like that. We have a little vernacular, but basically if I do my job wrong, we could be getting blown up. Hopefully it's the other way around. You know, you would think they won't do that, you know, no balls, but.
Well, that's the stress test that we do in boot camp, you know what I mean? So right now, if he is deployed, we're deployed. I'm trying to make sure this plane flies because, you know, there's a Marine battalion or a SEAL team up there in Afghanistan needs a, you know, close air support. And I'm not doing my job properly. I'm not pushing my guys to fix this aircraft. Good to go. Somebody could die. That's a pretty stressful situation, right?
I'm right by Korea, so we're just kind of.
Yeah, I got like,
Keeping an eye.
like
Oh, me?
Yeah.
That's on your own.
So you can do that. You can bring it to the military.
No. Now, for gun licenses, we don't do that. Like he was saying, we are not boots on the ground. We don't go out there. We are support. We, you know, whatever people out there in the ground, you know, kicking doors in, kicking butt, they need close air support. We're there.
Wherever you get stationed, so you're going to adhere to the gun rules for that area. So my brother, you know, he's in North Carolina. He's in Fayetteville. He's not supposed to have his. He has a gun license, but he can't keep it on base. So what does he do? He goes to his friend who actually has a place. He keeps it locked up at his place. So it all depends on where you go.
We still have to follow the state rule.
Exactly. What about cards and all that? What do you keep your card?
As a E1
Like a
through,
vehicle, you buy whatever you want.
yeah. So again, wherever you're stationed, they're gonna have certain rules. Like when you're in school, when you get out of boot camp and they send you to training, they're gonna very strongly suggest you don't have a car, but you are allowed to have one. You just have to go and basically, what's the word, get certified through them. They got to know what type of car you got and stuff. So for your safety.
I mean, like me on Japan, I had a car over there. After and done, I sold it. Came to California.
Very cheap cars in Japan. Very nice cheap cars.
What's up, man?
You in the Navy, you say, are they on the ship or can you be on land too?
Good question. So, example, like me again. Like I said, I'm a mechanic. My job is fix planes. If we are not deployed, meaning 6 months out in the ocean, I'm on land. I mean, my base in California was in Fresno. I was in Fresno for 3 years. When I was in Japan, I was in helicopter squadron. If we're not deployed, I'm in Tokyo. And we are deployed, guess what? We're in the military, we're in the Navy, we are a sea-going part of the service, so we have to go to sea. So,
I want to be more in the field, so what is the job going to be in the field?
well, for us, so, but that being said, according to Ms. Kimbrough, all of the students here, or all of the people who are here, will have some sort of a charge, correct? That depends on the charges that you are originally charged with. What the military sees is what you are originally charged with, not the adjudication. So if you guys are charged with a felon, then with a felony, even though it's a juvenile or it was even reduced to a misdemeanor, then that's gonna be a little hard for any applicant to be part of the thing you're looking for, which is like spec ops, this and that, Navy SEAL, SWIG, Navy diver, you know what I mean? But the other side of that, all we gotta do is get your paperwork taken care of, give it to us, we'll send it to our commanding officer, they will review it. It's a yes or no answer.
Any paperwork you have on whatever your criminal history is, you're gonna basically be able to make that process a lot faster because you're gonna provide them with a lot of stuff, and then they're gonna basically tell you what type of waiver you can get. So I had to get a waiver. I messed up when I was like 19. I gave them all my police paperwork. They got me a job. I have a secret security clearance. I had to answer a lot of questions about where I've been, where I've done, where I've lived. But after all that, top secret security clearance. When I get out the Navy, anybody who needs a security clearance like that, I'm pretty much, liable for that job. It's really awesome.
What's up, man?
So, like, most of us took the ASVAB, like the placement test and everything.
Okay.
Hey, well, I don't know. It's like, how do you calculate your GT score?
With that, we don't know about that. The people who can tell you specifically is that to calculate all of that, like the most up-to-date information, are the job counselors. We are recruiters. I can give you a website or whatever to look it up, but I cannot promise you it's going to be accurate. The job classifiers, these are the guys who's going to pretty much tell you, hey guys, your ASVAB score is this, all right, your waiver for your criminal background is good to go, and your medical inspection is good to go. Here, they will, merge it together, all three of those information. You can look in their system, and they're gonna go fill in the blanks. Oh, this, and this. All right, cool. All right, these are the jobs we're qualified for. Pick it, you don't pick it, cool. We wash our hands of each other. Good luck. You guys don't pick it, cool, not a problem. We pretty much waste our time. You just go over there and not pick a job. Not our problem, part of our job. But I would suggest, be open-minded. Because most people I talk to, they join the military. They join the military to do something, to get out of this place, to have a career, not because of one single job. Because if you're applying for a company, right, you're just gonna go tell, hey, I just want to be the CEO, or I want to be the HR department manager. Oh, you don't want to give that? Okay, cool. I'll see you. No, you have to start from the beginning. You have to be like the custodian. Then you work your ass off. All right. You work your ass off, and then move up the ladder. Any company is like that. Just sums the need. What we offer is stability, opportunities that most companies out there has when it comes to benefits, whether it's medical, dental, health, life insurance, freedom, and opportunity to travel the world, see places that you have never seen, and opportunity to make rank, promote, advance. More, everybody knows you advance or promote fast, the more money you make. What's up, man?
I know I heard when you go to Navy, it's something called Hell Week.
No,
So,
that's Marines.
Oh, the Marines.
That's the Marines or the Navy SEAL. The Navy SEAL it's called the Hell Week. That's totally different. I'm just I hate to say this, but I'm just a regular Navy guy, pretty much. Our Hell Week is like what, 2 days? 2 days of no sleeping and getting beat up.
I don't know about Hell Week. All I know is at the end they're gonna feed you some pizza and really talk to some high-ranking people, and you're gonna feel like, wow, all that hype, and here I am. Like,
so for us, our conversion of Hell Week is 2 days. We pretty much start in the morning. Hey, wake up, go over there and do swimming. Hey, go. Swimming is like jump in the pool, and swim around from one end to the other. That's it. That's our swimming. And then after that, hey, go over there and do some firefighting training. Like us, Navy personnel, we are basically firefighters. We are shipboard firefighters. We know how to use a 1.5 inch hose, collapsible hose, a rigid hose. You know what I mean? What kind of water nozzle that we need to use? What kind of jet stream nozzle we need to use? Or what kind of like this building? I'm pretty sure this thing has a regular fire detection system, just like the mercury system. Something hot, it's gonna pop, boom, there you go, water comes out. We know that basically. We are basically firefighters. Boot camp, we will do that. After like I said, 2 days is just 2 days of pretty much like a physical test on whatever you learned the previous couple of weeks, couple of days in boot camp. It's like a final exam, physical final exam. What's up, man?
So about the tattoo, like, you go into the military, like, do you have tattoos?
Absolutely. Now, the placement is going to be the question. Us in the Navy, we have the most relaxed tattoo policy in the military. All right, you want to have knuckle tattoos like the gentleman here? I'm sorry, I didn't put you on, man, but hand tattoos, good to go. Some other branch, Marines and Army and Air Force, sorry, man, can't have that. Tattoos in the neck. For us, it's okay as long as it's behind the neck, like around here. And it should not as big as a quarter, like the coin quarter. All right. Tattoo in the face, sorry, can't join. Anything else, anywhere else, good to go. As long as it's nothing could be considered gang affiliated. What's sad about that ruling is we recruiters does not agree, but that is our instruction. We have to abide by that. I know everything not to be considered gang tattoo. I have an applicant last week. Please excuse my wording, but this guy is just straight a white guy, like white as bread. But he has a San Diego tattoo in his forearm, SD, because he's from San Diego. But according to our tattoo policy, that is considered a gang tattoo. So what he had to do is get it covered. Now he's in though, still. But they had to slow down this process.
You'll be all right, man.
It'll be fun. Like I said, some tattoos are straight up. We know what a 5 crown tattoo is, right? Yeah. Exactly. So that is specifically, hey, 5 crowns. Sorry, you can't do it. Cover it up. Everybody know what a teardrop tattoo is, right?
Cross that one.
Or
get one of them in the Navy.
Yeah.
People in the Navy get tattoos all the time.
As long as it's within good taste. You can't just put like a crazy swallow tattoo in here, or I forgot what star it is for the one of the gangs, like a 5-point star or something like that. Yeah. You can't have that.
You used to have to ask for permission to get tattoooed. They changed that as last year. You don't have to ask for permission, but you know like what you can and can't have. So.
What's up, man?
So the U.S. Navy and Navy SEAL.
No, we're the same. It's just the Navy SEAL is a different branch.
Special program.
Of the Navy. It's called special program.
Yeah.
It's called a special program or special operations program. Spec Ops.
Diving, saving people.
Yeah.
Going
Navy divers. So
they kill Osama bin Laden.
That's what they say. I don't know. Like I said, I can't answer none of that question.
So the way clearance works is they're only going to tell you if it applies to what you have to do, if you need to know, and if you have access to that material. So not everyone in the Navy knows like the secret lowdown of what happened.
Like his job, I'm higher ranking than him. If he has information that I don't need to know, even though I can tell him, hey, tell me this.
I'm sorry, sir, I cannot.
Sorry, anyone, I can't do it because he is under by oath that he cannot disclose any information that I don't need to know. Like I said earlier, some questions I can answer, especially people killing people, I cannot answer that question. That's not like that. That's above my.
I would want to know that too.
That's above me.
Good question.
Anything else?
That's some questions out there.
What's the highest rank you can get up?
Oh, what school?
In the Navy?
The Navy? All right. So as an enlisted, you could be as an E9, Master Chief Petty Officer. Or if you're gonna go to officer, you have to be, up to admiral. It depends on you. It depends on how hungry you are. How hungry you are, making rank, bettering yourself. It all depends on you, man. I know some people who joined the Navy for 6 years, and they were like, you know what, cool, I did my contract. Thanks, Navy. Thanks for the paycheck. Thanks for the benefits. Thanks for the memories. I'm going my own now. I'm going to college now. I'll use my GA Bill.
What do they always do though?
And they come back.
Yeah, so they always come back.
What's up, man?
You switch from Navy to like the Army.
Yes, you
Navy
can.
still give you money and stuff.
No. It's not how we like that.
I mean, we're all part of the U.S. military, so your benefits are going to change when you switch to a different branch, but all your time served still applies towards that.
What's up, man?
If you, what you were just saying, like they get out and they come back, that like the time when you get out, it counts as like all that time.
Yes.
They can re-enlist as the rank usually that they were. They
That
might even
depends.
get a bonus sometimes.
That depends on how long. So I have an applicant right now. He get out as an E5, 1 rank below me and 1 rank above him. He did 6 years in the Navy. He got out 3 years ago. Now, his job is a very important job in the military, because in the Navy, because he is like a crypto intelligence kind of guy, one of those, he's pretty much like a spy, pretty much, but sits in the office, computer, whatever. His job is very sought after. So if he gets in, he can keep his rank, he can keep his benefits. Some jobs are like that. Some jobs, like my job, I'm a mechanic, we're like a dozen, unfortunately. So if I get out, then retire and come back, they might say, hey, anyone, you've been in the Navy too long before you get out. And you want to come back? You're too old, we're not going to let you back in. What's up, man?
Sweet.
I'm E6.
Go to a different branch, you keep that same rank.
It depends. It depends on whatever branch I'm trying to transfer, Because not all jobs in other branches will, match other jobs. Like in the Air Force, my job is converted to at least 4 or 5 person. I can pretty much do five person's job in the Air Force. I'm pretty much overqualified to be in the Air Force because I can do engine, fuel system, loading bombs, and all that stuff.
And now, plus the training he's received, a lot of it counts as college credits towards that field. So, you're not just getting qualifications for the Navy, but it can translate to the civilian sector too. Yeah.
Females in the room.
What do you mean?
That depends on your base. In school, after
Well,
school,
like basic training.
basic training, obviously, you can be in a mixed division where there's females and males, but they're gonna separate y'all. You know,
Can't talk to them.
yeah, you can, but just know the RDCs, recruit training commanders, they're gonna get on you. They're gonna be all of you. So it's best to just stay focused in boot camp. Afterwards, it's a lot more lenient, but still, you're not supposed to, depending on the rules of your base. I wasn't glad to have females in my room. After I got out of A school, you know, if I get a ring.
How long was A school? It depends on your job.
Yeah, mine
Like
was,
your job is 6
it was
months?
6 months, and because my class didn't start right away, I was in school getting paid just to go to school, study, pass tests, and play video games and work out. I was there for like, I think 11 months, and then I got it. So my first whole year in the Navy, mostly in school.
Or you see your wife for 11 months?
Oh no, man, I paid that money. I got a ticket whenever we had like, you know, holiday routine, like during Christmas, I went home to see her. And at one point I flew her out there. Cost a lot, but you know, it was worth it.
What's up, man?
They have some questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first one is, like, in the Navy, do you have to pass a swim test? Like,
Yeah, correct.
like,
So, question is, in the Navy, do we get swim call? That is true. However, the swim call is not like what most people think how it is. Probably the best person to answer this.
So they want to just, it's called water survival training. You don't have to be Michael Phelps. You just have to be able to float for a little bit. You just have to be able to jump off a moderately high diving board. If you've ever been off a diving board, yeah, that's it. You just jump in, you know, just jump in and you swim out. That's it. Only some people couldn't do it. And they got training to help them be able to do it. So they took them out of whatever we were doing just to help them. And they passed. Like, I don't think anyone failed to swim.
You just jump off like that.
Yeah, basically, they'll walk you through it, but basically to keep you safe, you know, when water rushing in
If
your
you jump
nose,
like this, you will
you
break your shoulder.
you just do this, and you just do a pencil dive, and you just drop. Very easy.
And our bodies are 80% water. Anyways, no matter what, we will float.
You ever,
Whether it's upright or, you know, face forward, we don't even.
every water test was easy. Every single test. They just teach you about what happens in a situation where you got to jump ship, because that's really what it's for. So it seems scary, but it's really easy.
If you don't have to swim, they'll teach you.
Yeah, like, trust me, they'll teach you.
Everything depends on your job.
So that,
Everything depends on what you want to do.
correct. You gotta cut your ball here. No,
At boot camp, yeah, they gonna cut you off.
boot camp, yes, but, like that.
Man, can I show my boot camp ID? I still got it. All right, here you go. I'm gonna show y'all something special. I'm gonna laugh about this. Hold up.
Oh, okay. That'd be number one, dude.
Sorry, bro. I hope you got a symmetrical head, man. This thing gonna show. You see that? You see that? Go ahead, look at it. That was me.
That's that.
Yeah. Well,
That's a boot camp.
my head's a
After,
little special shape, so. But I promise you.
so how, like, too much you can get that.
Yeah. No, listen. Like while you're there.
Put it on the camera. let
Yeah,
it-
wait.
God, you gonna make me do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. I look like an angry raisin. I don't even know if you've seen that. Oh, ooh. Hey, I still pulled the lady. She said yes, man. No, but check me out. Like, they're gonna
boot
cut.
camp, guys.
Yeah, you're all gonna be in the same boat. You're all gonna get the worst haircut of your life. That's just the rite of passage. That's just the way they want to do it. It's gonna grow back. Then you can get another one. It's gonna be shaven short, and then the third one, that's when you get the fade. You don't get no part of it.
waves though, like.
Yes, absolutely. Waves are strongly encouraged. You're in the Navy, you gotta be wavy.
That hair doesn't work, man. Even though you're in the
You
Navy.
can cut it before, or you can let them have the satisfaction. But I had dreadlocks. They used to be down to like that.
That's fine.
I cut them a few months before I went to I love my dreads.
So you gotta get certain length.
Correct. So honestly, your haircut can be considered if you are in the Navy already. Now it's too thick, so we have to cut it down a little bit. But the length, how to get away? Yeah, either way, exactly.
What is it, like 2 inches if it's
The bulk and how
if
tall
it's
it is is
fro-
2 inches.
They're gonna bring it like a ruler or something.
maybe, yeah.
If I'm a
you're
supervisor,
pushing it.
I would right now and measure your hair. Like, nah, man, just get it trimmed.
When you pull it straight, you'll be up like 4 inches. But
Because remember,
we
guys-
have fro, you know, condensed to.
The reason why we do this is because we represent the Navy, guys. Like I said earlier, we are the ambassadors of our country in our service. If you look like a bag of ass, what they're gonna say? Oh no, this guy looks like a bag of ass. No, what they're gonna say is the Navy looks like a bag of ass.
It's
Be
not
for real.
It's not Pay Officer Simpson got drunk and crashed his car. It's U.S. Navy sailor kills 3 people in a car accident. Nobody even died. They might just embellish with it.
So when you went in, you had dread.
Oh, I cut him right before I went in. I didn't give him
So
satisfaction.
you knew you was going.
Oh yeah, I prepared myself.
What was your ASVAB score?
I got a 90.
Hey,
Yeah, I went on a website and I did a little practice one here and there, so I just kind of prepared myself a little
what
bit.
website was that? I'm trying to
You just type as that practice when you get you to a
I
computer.
got 41. I ain't even-
That's cool. They still have a lot of good jobs though. I got a lower score before I actually looked at it.
I'm gonna study for mine though. I ain't study. I just woke up.
Any more questions today?
Oh, yeah, they got plenty.
Please, y'all got
The boys want to know which branch is the best.
Now, good question. It depends on what you want to do. All right. So me, I like to have the satisfaction of, working with my hands, having that sense of pride in what I do. What I do, like I said, I make sure aircraft launches do their mission. Some jobs, some people just want to be, go out there, boots on the ground, kicking doors in like in video game, something like that. But in reality, we know that's not really true. All right, depends on what they want to do. Me being biased, of course, the Navy. Think about this. I've been in the Navy for 17 years. 17 years, and I've seen 25 countries. That's pretty much say I've been in a country once every year of my Navy service. Think about that. Not any branch can say that. The same. What else, ma'am?
All right, can you go into the Navy with ADHD?
No.
No. You need to be able to focus at some point.
All right.
You guys have them? Hopefully not, right?
So how do you know if they're gonna tell you?
The doctor will tell you. Your doctor should have told you that. Whoever your doctor is, before getting in. Ma'am.
Do you have sharpshooting ranges?
That is for our special operations personnel. But now, if you want to do it as a hobby, like me, I go to a shooting range in Stanley County. It's your volition, as long as you are within, a law-abiding citizen within the state law or whatever.
So what if you forget a rule on your base that you can go to?
Then you go to jail.
No, I'm talking about you can get a rule on your base. Like, who can you talk to? Know the rule, you gotta cheat this.
They train you on all that. It's called NDOC. Whenever you go to any new place, they're gonna put you through some type of small course where they just explain what the rules are. For me, I'm in Japan. There's a lot of rules. I had a week-long class, but we went on a field trip at the end, so I thought it was worth it because I didn't have to do anything but sit there and listen. I mean,
We are considered grown adults, right?
Yeah.
So we are going to be told the rule once. Now, if somehow we forget the rule, is that an excuse to say, hey, I forgot? No, you were told. You're grown man,
Base
right?
clothes, like what if you leave for a party or something?
they'll tell you what if you have a curfew. I'm in Japan. We got a curfew. We got to be out of the bar by midnight.
It's only for overseas students, guys. We are here in the States, like me in California.
It's just
The whatever.
just don't get in
I don't
trouble.
wanna go nowhere.
You don't want to go anywhere else.
Why not, dude? You want to see Japan, bro?
I don't want to work here. But I don't want to live. I want to be overseas 3 years.
I feel you, but you got to look at if you do end up going overseas, you got to look at the ups and downs. Yeah, you're overseas, you might know the language, but you're not paying for rent, not paying for anything. You just get your little credit card, maybe a secured credit card at first, and build your credit up. So when you get back, you buy a house. Like, think about it that way.
It's stationed in Japan, Italy, Guam,
Man, it's awesome.
Thailand,
I'm excited.
Philippines, Hawaii.
Yeah.
There you go, man.
You said you've been to 25.
25 countries, correct.
All right, out of the 25, which one did you see the most?
Yeah.
Good question.
Coming new.
Why?
Now that depends. For me, Brazil. Brazilian women.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
They're pretty, and they are very polite from my perspective. Anyways, they have that Latino. They're looking for not a swag, but they try to please you. You know what I mean? Like, hey, babe, want a drink? Hey, pour a drink for you. Hey, you look tired. For the massage or whatever.
There'll be time for that.
You know what I mean?
That ain't important.
Hey, that ain't important now.
How did that? Was it
Trust
hard
me.
like to build your family? Like while you in the military?
It's easy.
It's hard, but easy.
man.
They
It's hard
pay
to
for a
eat.
lot. They pay for your child care, or like, for example, like my wife they're paying to move her to Japan. That would cost a lot of money by itself. But it's also hard because of the hours you're going to put in.
It depends on your wife or boyfriend or whoever you want.
Make sure you know this person. Don't be like your typical sailor who just gets a little money and they just marry the first girl they meet when they're in school because they're losing focus on school. They're spending a lot of money on marriage to somebody that they don't know very well. I knew my wife for 7 years before we got married. We met in college, and like we just took our time with it. When I joined the Navy, I was like, all right, you ready to come with me across the country to do this?
It depends on the person you're, having a relationship with, If they,
Other people, right?
I mean,
Like, you go to different countries.
I
Why would
think
you get married so early if you're gonna be meeting?
some people are like that.
Some people
like that.
They're ready to lock
That's a
it down.
personal choice, but let's move on.
Mhm.
How long, I think you answered this. How long is basic?
8 weeks, 2 months.
Okay.
If you do everything you're supposed to, it could be longer potentially.
And they want to know how long is training course for specific jobs? Stop whispering.
Yeah, good question. My job, I'm a mechanic. I was there for a month in Pensacola, Florida. And his job, he is a sub hunter, 6 months.
They will tell you all
What'd
that.
you
I hunt submarines using sonar technology.
do? Did you tell us that?
Yeah.
Sonar
That
technician.
might have been out of here. Okay.
There's two different sonar technicians. There's STS, where you go on a submarine. I wouldn't recommend it. Then there's STG, ground level, as in surface. So I'm on the destroyer. Ship that basically is meant to destroy things.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm. Okay. Does the Navy teach better fighting defensive tactics?
Yes. When you're on your base, even if you're not like a military police or you're not going to be going with the SEALs, everyone gets basic training on takedowns, like using weapons, because at some point you're going to be standing duty at a gate and defending all your people that you work with. It's a very serious issue, but it's pretty cool because you're going to, find and shoot
You have
that.
to do that. You have to stand and let the car in.
Some situations, yes.
So maybe not the cars to the base, but like maybe where you work, you're gonna be, the whole goal is that you're attached to a ship at some point, right? So your ship's not just gonna be out in the open, it's gonna have an area that's defended. So you're gonna be at the entry point with your vest and all your stuff, your baton, just waiting for something to pop off. But they teach you what to look for, how to do those basic takedowns and everything.
You got on block that.
Oh no, you're
Beretta,
strapped.
Navy Beretta.
That's the military
We
standard.
don't have, glass only gets for the spec ops. Yes, ma'am.
They say, do they train you on regular sailing and knots?
Correct, we do. Boot
Okay.
camp, we will teach you all of that.
You train with a special ops if you want to.
So they have a program, it's called Rescue Divers, and that's what some of the people on my ship do. And yeah, they're going with specially trained people. You're learning for if someone goes overboard, how to go save them. It's pretty much about being in really good shape. It's a cool collateral duty. Collateral duty is just any duty outside of your normal job title.
And you work out with people, work out hard.
Sure.
Yes, absolutely.
When you work out, that's on your time, man. After work, you wanna be in the gym for 4 hours. Hey, do you?
They have a lot of programs like like for example, outside of work. I join wrestling team, basketball team, volleyball team. They got all that stuff. That you can do things in your spare time that you want to do. You can invest in yourself. I highly encourage you to do that.
I ain't got no Army basketball team.
We do have
Navy basketball team.
we have intramurals pretty much. We call it Captain's Cup. We don't have contact football. Fortunately, we have flag or touch. We have, we'll have basketball team. We'll pretty much like play against other commands, other ships. Yeah, we have teams.
Cheerleaders.
Cheerleaders? I don't know. What's up?
I think about these girls. That'll come. Let's focus.
Girls are everywhere.
What's up?
Surely,
What you said, driving off the ship. What you mean by that? Like the rest jumping off the ship?
Not necessarily. The ship's really tall, really high. You're not just going to dive off and go save somebody. I don't even know because I'm not in that program. I'm trying to remember what it is. Just rescue divers, what it is. You're basically, I don't know how they're going to do it.
What's up, man?
Look into that when we get there.
Boxing team? That is a good question. A couple of years ago we did, but I have not heard anything. Was it disbanded or not? So I can look up the information and then tell Ms. Kimbrough.
You'll get there.
I can let you know.
You will get
I
there.
didn't know.
What's up?
Y'all got Navy SEAL. That's a college thing. Like the Navy SEAL college. Is that hard to get into?
No, the Navy SEAL is the special
The Navy
operations.
college. You know,
The Navy College?
football.
No, but they.
The academy?
Yeah. Navy.
Yeah, you have to apply for the regular college.
So you can get a Navy Federal bank account.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone does. They're
Like everybody know Navy?
in boot camp, yes.
That's your choice. If you want to use Navy Fed, cool. If you have your own bank here in North Carolina, you want like SunTrust, whatever. Not forced on us to be Navy Fed. The only reason why we like Navy Fed because Navy Fed is pretty much like a credit union. So no, there's no CEO that runs the whole company. We both are CEO. They don't own it. We pretty much own.
You'll get the bank. That's in the future. You'll get there. Like, some of the stuff you want to know, you'll get there.
Ma'am.
Does the Navy allow people who take prescriptions daily for any reason?
That depends on prescription. If it's like ADHD, then you have to be out of prescription for 2 years, and we will need all of your medical documentation plus prescription history. For any prescription, the only prescription that we can allow to join are going to be the birth control. Anything else, you have to be out of prescription before you do it. Thank you. What else?
Does the Navy student on what grounds can you request transfer from one base to another?
That is, if your contract is done, like, for example, me. I was, my first contract was 6 years in Jacksonville, Florida. After my contract is up, the Navy asked me, hey, you have a year left on your contract. Would you like to re-enlist? Cool, I want to re-enlist. You can ask me, hey, you're enlisted. You have like 4 more years, brand new contract. Where do you want to go since your contract here is done? Oh, shoot, I want to go to Japan. All right, we have opening. Bye, I'll see you. We'll see you guys. It all depends on your contract.
Can you get in with your GED?
You can get in with GED. However, you have to score at least a 50 on the ASVAB.
All good. You can always retake the
You
ASVAB.
can always retake the ASVAB.
That's the thing.
You take it once a month.
No,
So you can take it anytime you want.
that depends. If you go through this school, most likely you can retake the ASVAB once a month. If you go through us, you can only take the ASVAB 3 times once a month. And the 4th retry, that's going to be a 6-month wait. If you God forbid, you get
And
that.
tests cost money, so take advantage of the free test that they offer you, especially if you speak another language, because speaking another language actually gets you bonus money once you're enlisting, because there's programs where you might need those languages.
That's later.
Yeah, exactly.
Ma'am.
Okay, what discounts or free things do you have access to?
That depends on the store. Like
Some people
Chick-fil-A, I get 50%. Others,
Anywhere.
that depends on the places, exactly.
You can
Like Aeropostale, I get 50. We get 50%. Like Express, I get 50%. Verizon, 15%.
Oh, yeah.
Sprint, 15. Chick-fil-A is 50. So, you know.
Hey, I get it.
It's one of the added benefits.
Okay, so we have 4 minutes until lunch. I'm letting them know that we about to end. So y'all have any more questions?
Thank y'all for coming, man.
Nice to meet you. Thanks, gents.
Appreciate it.
Y'all put that, you know,
Keep your heads up.
interesting questions.